Hello everyone, my name is Olympia and I go by Oli. I just want to say a quick welcome to everyone who's watching me here for the first time, and welcome back to anybody that is a returning viewer. I really appreciate you guys. I know this is only my third video, but I am so happy to see that I have several subscribers to this channel already. I know the majority of my subscribers are coming from my Spanish videos, but either way, I would like to say thank you and welcome you here today, where I chat a little bit about my knitting and sometimes crocheting or other crafts. Anyways, we're already starting the video bad because I have fuzziness from the yarn because I just finished recording the Spanish video. So this is the second time I am doing this, except now it's in English. Give me one moment. Now today I am drinking some green tea in this cup that I got for my birthday. I think it was like last year maybe, or 2 years ago. But let me show you here. It has my little business name for my shop. For those that don't know, I have a little Etsy shop where I sell some project bags and sometimes other little things. And I will try to tag the business here in the video below, just in case you're looking for a cup for someone, for a loved one. They personalize cups for you, and they have so many different designs there. But anyways, I am so glad to be here. I know it's been a little bit over a month since my last video, and I'm glad to be here to share a little bit about what has been going on, what I've been working on, and here we are. So without further ado, today is Wednesday, June 21st. So let's get started. First of all, I would like to share what I am wearing today. This is a test knit that I finished a couple months ago. The pattern has been released since then, but this is called the Summer Haze top, and I will put the information here in the bottom with the designer and all of that. Let me see if I could show it a little bit better. Okay, so this has straps. Sorry that you could see my my bra strap there. It has kind of like a braided strap design, very cute, very pretty. It has this circular neck here, but it also has a V neck on the back side. So this top can be worn reversible, and it has these like lacy panels. And this top was designed to be more of like a crop style, kind of like this, but you can adjust it depending on what you prefer. Let me show you here. I'm going to move my phone a little bit so that you can kind of see it a little bit better. And I'm wearing a top on the bottom because I don't like to show off my skin so much. But anyways, this is the front of it, and let me show you the back. This is what the back looks like. And like I said, you can wear it both ways depending on your preference or what you feel like trying for that day. Anyways, so that is what I'm wearing today. And I know, at least for me, I'm very self-conscious about certain areas of my body. For example, for me, my arms, that's like a big area for me. But today I decided to wear this tank top because I haven't had the chance to show it off yet. And I think it's a beautiful pattern. It was such a nice design, and I really liked testing it. I've been wanting to make another one, but I haven't had the chance to do so just yet. And yeah, that's what I have to say about it. This pattern is available for purchase, so I should have put the information already here so that if you're interested in getting this top, you can do so. Let's move on to finished projects. One of my finished projects that I have here that I showed you guys last time was it's the Cancun boxy lace top. And this is what it looks like. This is a one size garment, boxy style. So it's meant to be kind of like, you know, the oversized type of look to it. And this is what it looks like. Okay, so this is a DK weight pattern. This pattern is by Kate Archer, and I will have the information here below as well. And this is a DK weight pattern, like I was mentioning. The gray color that I am using here is a Yarn Bee sugar wheel cotton yarn, and the color was silver. And this is like a crop style top, but I wanted it to be a little bit more of like a fuller length. I would like to try it on for you guys so that you guys can see what it looks like. And here at the top, I ended up using a blue color that I had because I did run out of yarn, and they did not have this yarn anymore at the local store. So instead of like stressing out and, you know, starting over with something else, I just decided to dive into my my stash, the yarn that I have available, and see what I could find. And I ended up finding this fingering weight Knit Picks yarn. It's the Comfy Fingering Cotton acrylic blend. And I just ended up holding this double stranded to get the DK weight that this pattern called for. But let me go ahead and try it on so that you guys can see what it looks like. Like I said, it's like a boxy style. It has two different blends of gray. That's why you can kind of see a little bit of a difference. And this is how it looks on the back. Basically the same. That is my very first finished project. Now let's move on to the second finished project. Now, several of these projects I don't have here with me. And it's because either they're not in my possession or they're currently in a dirty situation. And that is the case with this next one. This next one is a test knit that I was doing. I showed you guys this test knit on the last video, but I will go ahead and put a picture of it right here. It's a test knit for a pattern that I did for my daughter. This pattern is called the Little Belfalas, and it's a pattern by Melanie Roundtree, and her Instagram handle is at Roundtree Stitchery. And this test knit is for a pattern that is not out yet, but it will be out very soon. I think towards the end of June. So definitely keep an eye out if you are looking for a pattern for a little girl. I love the patterns that this designer has been designing. This is the second time that I test knit for her. And she has a lot of patterns that are for little girls and then has the matching adult version for some of them. So it's been super fun testing for her. And for this specific top, I use this yarn from Hobby Lobby. It's called the I Love This Cotton, and the color is coral. So I just finished this uh, maybe about a week and a half ago, maybe. Washed it, blocked it, put it on my daughter to take some pictures, and she has not wanted to take it off since then. So she's been wearing it for like 3 days straight. And at this point, I was like, honey, you can't wear that anymore because I need to wash it. I'm very happy that she loves it. It came out beautifully, and I cannot wait until the adult version comes out so that I can do a matching top with her. But yeah, definitely keep an eye out for this pattern. I highly recommend this designer. Her designs are super easy to understand, and she has tons of videos that she includes on her patterns explaining different techniques just in case you're not familiar with it. She fully explains all of that. So keep an eye out. That will be coming out soon towards the end of this month. And the next finished object that I have is a finished object, a project that I did for my sister who's having a baby in August. Like I've mentioned to you guys, I know you guys have been seeing a lot of baby knits on my latest videos. And this is another project that I decided to start not long ago and quickly finished it in time for the baby shower and gifted it to her. And this is the pattern is called Noodle by Susan Claudino, and it's a little Chihuahua toy that was knitted up. This little Chihuahua was made from some yarn that I have had in my stash for years. I'm thinking probably like almost 9 years. And I had used it for something else, and I ended up frogging it and decided to use it for this little Chihuahua. And I think it was perfect. Now I am like beating myself up because I didn't take finished object pictures for any of the baby shower stuff that I did. I did 2 sweaters, no, actually 3 sweaters, the little Chihuahua, and I also made a baby quilt. And I didn't get pictures of neither one of those things. I am in awe that I forgot to do that. So this picture that I have here of this little Chihuahua is a picture that I took when I was starting to put it together, to piece it together, and was about to seam it together. So this is as good as it gets. I'm waiting for my sister to send me some finished object photos. So hopefully whenever she gets some time, if she does, she can send me those so that I can update them on my Ravelry. So this is a paid for pattern, and I've made this little Chihuahua like 4 times already. So we love it here in my household. My daughter has one, my son has one, my daughter actually has 2. And then I decided to make one for my baby nephew that's on, that he's on his way. So yeah, my next finished project is some socks. So the first set of socks here is for my husband. I know I had showed you guys these in the last video. So these are the socks, and this is a pattern by the Crazy Sock Lady, Kay Litton. And this is her heel toe do-si-do pattern, except I did this toe up. Her patterns, all of her patterns are cuffed down, and I decided to do this toe up, and I just followed the pattern just how she had it written. And the only difference is the design. Instead of it facing up, it's facing down. I wish you would be able to see the design a little bit better, but you kind of see it makes like some sort of V's that kind of point down. Well, when you follow the pattern in the proper way, cuff down, uh, these point the opposite direction. I didn't really care much. I love this pattern. I love how it looks either way, and I decided to do it this way. Anyways, these are finished. So now they can go into our stash of socks, because right now it's too hot to wear these. These are wool. These are made out of Patton's Crochet wool sock yarn, and the colorway is Seeing the Blue Stripes. There we go. And my second pair of socks that I finished are these Shorties. This is a new pattern that I tried, new to me, just because I'm trying to branch out and try different designers, different patterns, and see if I find any new favorites. These are the Slight Socks. Shorties. These are the Slight Socks by Lisa Much. I hope I'm not butchering her last name. And this is what they look like. These are made for myself out of a yarn from Knit Picks. I think it was called Circus. Yeah, I don't have the ball band anymore for this, and I know they don't have this colorway available on the Knit Picks website. So yeah, sorry guys. But basically these are they were knit cuffed down, and they have like a double brim cuff. And I know they don't really match, but it's no big deal for me as long as I have some socks that I could wear. I don't care too much about that, about them being matchy. So I know on my last video I had one of those socks done, and since then I finished the second one. But yeah, wow, we're moving on pretty quick. We're gonna go ahead and move on to the whips. And I apologize guys, because I have like wool fibers and it's making me itchy. So my apologies in advance. Okay, let's move on to works in progress. Now, I know I've showed you guys a lot of different projects in my past videos, but the majority of them I'm not going to be showing you guys again, because I haven't worked on them, to be honest. So I'm not even going to bother showing those. But let's go ahead and go with the first one here. The first one here that I have, I'm almost done with it. I'm working on the bottom design of the top, which is like a lacy design. And it's like a 40 row chart that I'm following for the lace. And I think I'm like on row 10 or something. So I got like 30 more rows to go, and then I'll be done with the lace portion. And then all I have to do is pick up the neck and the arms, and I think it's like a very small rolled hemmed or hem that you do on them. So I don't have a lot left to do on the neck and the arms, but this is what it's looking like. Okay, where I have the yellow marker is where I was last time. So I got quite a bit done. And then you can't really see very much yet on the lace because I don't have a lot of rows done. But yeah, this is the Green Machine Tee, and it is a free pattern. And this pattern is by Amy Gunderson, and it is made with yarn that I got at the local craft store, Michael's, and it's called Loops and Threads Wool Like in the color red. And the needles that I'm using for this project are US 2 to get a gauge. And that's what I needed. So that's that one. So for sure I should have this one done by next time we see each other. All right, my next one is one of my current test knits that I'm participating in. And I showed you guys this one as well on the last video. This one, I have it on my little kitty bag. All of these bags that I'm showing you guys, again, are from my little Etsy shop. In case you're looking for a project bag or a bag in general, feel free to check it out. I'm going to be having a discount code for my viewers. So yeah, perfect opportunity to check it out. And I'll have it linked below. And this is what this current project is looking like. Let me show you guys where we were last time I saw you. Right there, where that little beetle bug marker is. That's where I was. So look at all that I have done. It is quite a bit. So I don't have many more repetitions of this to do to finish the body. And then this is another pattern that you don't have to do so much on the sleeves and on the neck. So this one should also hopefully be done pretty soon. This pattern is called the Let's Picnic Tee by Hannah Sandler, and it is a test knit. This is going to look beautiful. I love how it looks already. It's a test knit that I am currently participating in, and this design, I think she's aiming to release it early to mid-July. So I got to get this finished here soon. And I'm using the main color for the body, this blue teal color. It is a Hobby Lobby yarn. It is Yarn Bee. This is what the label looks like. Yarn Bee Must Be Merino in the color teal. And my other colors here are yarns from my yarn stash. So we have the white, red, and this dark purple. Those are all Barocco Vintage Decay in the color white, red, and purple. Nothing fancy. And then this yellow-green looking one. This is another yarn by Hobby Lobby. It's called Yarn Bee Authentic in the color lime. So yeah, those are the colors that I'm using on this, and I am really enjoying test knitting this pattern. It's super easy, but yet it keeps you engaged and interested, and the repetitions are super easy to memorize. So I can be knitting on this without much effort, okay? Which is totally different than my next test knit that I'm about to show you right now. And that one is in this bag, also from my shop. And it has this little interior. And this test knit, I'm going to go ahead and put a picture of what the sweater should look like. This is the picture that the designer shared on her Instagram. And this is what mine looks like. I have a long way to go because I started this not too long ago. And it's one of those patterns where you have to like pay full attention to. It's a very busy pattern, has all these charts that you need to be following and instructions, and if you miss any little thing, like you'll mess up pretty quickly. So right now I'm working on the back panel. Oh, and here's my little cable needle, because as you have seen, this sweater is full of cables and twists. So this is what the back panel looks like right now. So let me go ahead and zoom it in here, get it closer. You see all these cables, and then I think this is a beehive stitch or something. I don't remember what it's called. And then more cables and a different stitch over here. So this is how the whole sweater is going to be looking like. So right now I'm working on the back part of the sweater. Then I'll get to a point where I pick up and knit the front a bit and eventually join to work in the round. And yeah, this is like a dream knit for me. I'm not gonna say it's been an easy journey, and I'll talk about that a little bit more as I finish these designs, so that I can share what my experience was like test knitting this pattern and working with this designer. For this specific pattern, I'm using this yarn from Lion Brand. It's the Fisherman's Wool, and this is 100% wool in the color natural, in the natural color. So yeah, I know it's coming out a little bit more yellowish, but it's not as yellow. It's more like a creamy color. Anyways, that's where I'm at as far as this sweater. And right now I want to focus on finishing the last test knit I showed you, so that I can get that out of the way and fully focus on working on this one. This one doesn't really have a deadline yet. I know the designer kind of was throwing out the idea that she would like to do it for July, but it wasn't a for sure. It's for sure for me that I wouldn't finish this by July. This requires a lot of attention, and that's something that I don't have as much right now, time to just sit down and fully like pay attention, because I have 2 small kids and lots of pets in my house, besides other lifey stuff that's going on. But anyways, I want to get rid of the other test knit, finish it up, finish my green tea or green machine tea, and focus and fully give it my all with this cabled sweater. I'm really enjoying it, even though it's been kind of hot. It hasn't been bothering me to work with the wool. So yeah, can't wait to show you guys the progress that I make on the next video. Now, the next couple of projects that I'm going to show you guys, they're all new cast-ons. Yeah, so much for working on my whips, right? But these are cast-ons for the summer sock camp that Kay, the crazy sock lady, runs every year. I know it's pretty laid back this year, but I decided to cast on some socks because I needed a cast on socks anyways, since I finished my last 2, and I like to have a small, more simpler project to take with me to the gym when I go to the gyms in the morning, because I like to knit while I'm on the treadmill or the elliptical, at least for like 30 minutes to an hour while I'm on there. So I said, what the heck? I have all this yarn that I want to make socks with. It's not going to hurt me to start all these socks and just little by little work on them and have something um, simple for when I need it. This first sock here, let me show you guys. So this first sock is in my knitter's bag, also a bag from my shop. It's a drawstring bag. I really like the drawstring bags for my socks because, especially because I have this little handle, wristlet handle, and I can just be on the treadmill or walking and knitting, and it's perfect. And I know the machines at my gym have like this little slot where I can just perfectly put this in and be on the elliptical while I'm knitting. Anywho, this first sock here is from a pattern from Kay, the Crazy Sock Lady. And this is her pattern that's called Wyatt Sock. And it has kind of like this spiraling design to it. So hopefully you can see it. I'm doing these toe up. I know her designs are cuffed down, but like I said, I don't really care so much. So it just depends on how I feel, if I want to do it toe up or cuff down, and then I go for it. The only difference with the pattern is that instead of the little design going this way, it would go the opposite direction. So it doesn't affect it too much. That's why I decided to choose this pattern for this specific yarn. This is a yarn that I've had in my stash for a bit. I got it from Knit Picks line. I think the color was called Lemon, but it has a different blend of colors and it just kind of like stripes. It's one of those yarns that they have that kind of stripes on its own. I don't believe this is available anymore. I used this yarn um, about a year ago when I went to Mexico. I was working on this socks that I was doing there with this yarn that were intended to be for me, but my mother-in-law saw the color, saw the socks that I was making, and she asked me if I could make them for her. So I said yes. I made some for her, and the leftovers I just kept here in my stash, and I decided, what the heck, let me use these leftovers and let me try to see if I can come out with like some shorties or um, regular length socks. So that's what I am doing out of this yarn, and I'm using contrasting yarn that I have had in my stash from Hobby Lobby. And yeah, that's that. The next socks that I am making here are also from Kay, the Crazy Sock Lady, and these are in my fun lemon bag, also drawstring bag. I just love drawstring bags for my socks. And this yarn is so fun. Look at this. I just feel like it goes perfect with my bag. I love matching my yarn with my bags. Am I the only one that does that? And this is another cable needle, because this is a pattern that has some cabling to it. This is the Crazy Sock Lady pattern, okay? And this is her morning walk socks by Kay Litton. And the yarn, so here it is. The yarn is Yarn Bee Authentic. and it's called Candy Coated. So I don't have much done. I started these socks and I decided to kind of knit them tandem. So all the socks that I started cuff down, I decided to work on the cuff for each one and get them past that point and then start the legs. So this one I just literally just started. You can't even see much of the design yet. I just did like one little cable there. You can barely see it. So it's not much to see here. I'm doing these 2 at a time on a size US 1. All my socks are on US 1. And I have this little fun little stitch marker. Um, I bought a whole bunch of little like charms and jewelry making um, things at Hobby Lobby. And what I ended up doing is I just put lobster clasps on them, on whatever it is that I found that I liked. And I'm using them as stitch markers because why not, right? So that is my second pair of socks that I have here. And I have 2 more, I believe. Yes, 2 more. So the next one here is in my little doggy bag, also a drawstring bag. And this is by a new to me designer. It's from Gabs and Kay Kozumi, also known as Slip Slip Sis. They also have a podcast, and you can't really see much here. These are cuff down, so I did the cuff and then I started the design. These also have like some sort of uh, cabling to them. You can't really tell very much. So yeah, this is my third pair of socks that I have, and this is in Patton's Croy sock yarn in the plum colorway, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see, yeah, plum colorway. So this is the colorway here, plum, and the tag is Patton's Croy. Those are my third pair of socks that I started, and my last pair of socks that I started here are just simple vanilla toe-up socks that I started, and these are in my flamingo, my fun flamingo bag, also a drawstring bag. And this is a yarn from Hobby Lobby. It's called Yarn Bee Cozy Toes, and the colorway is Shine Like Summertime. And this is what it's looking like. Isn't it a fun colorway? I think it goes perfect with the bag. And it's coming unraveled a little bit, but this is what it looks like. It's like a white speckled, all the fun colors. And this one looks a little bit funny because I broke my needles, but I did it on purpose. So let me share with you guys what is happening here, why I did this. So I have a whole bunch of needles that I bought a long time ago on Amazon when I was first getting started. And it's a whole bunch of like wooden needles. They're not like the sharpest. But anyways, they come with this like plasticky cable. And this is the back. This is the part that comes attached to this cable. See? So I saw this video on Instagram from a girl that I follow. Her Instagram handle is Camille Knits, and she's from Chile or Chile. And she shared this video in Spanish on where she did this similar thing. So what she ended up doing is she broke her wooden needles to the size or length that she wanted, and then she took off the plasticky cable and cut it to the length that she wanted so that she can make a different size of circular needles. And my mind was blown. I could not believe it. I don't know why I've never thought about this, because I have all these needles that I'm not using because they're not my favorite. And I think this would be a game changer. So I went ahead and cut them to the length that I think would be okay for me. All I need to do is I need to file off this end right here enough for it to do a little bit of a decrease on the end so that it is easy enough for me to put him on this plasticky cable. And this cable was like um, this long probably. So I cut it by a little bit more than half. And my goal is to be able to do like some 9-inch circular, or maybe anywhere from like 10 to 12-inch, because I really enjoy knitting with the 9-inch circular needles by Chaigu. And that's the plan with these. So I will keep you guys updated and I will let you guys know, and let me know if you've tried this. Now if this works out good, what I intend to do with the rest of these needles that I have is break them all and do the exact same thing for all of them, because I've been wanting to buy a set of shorty needles so that I can use for um, sleeves or smaller circumferences. And I think this would be the perfect solution so that I could use what I already have in the manner that I want to. So yes, I will keep you guys updated. And these socks are just a simple vanilla toe-up socks that I'm doing. So I'm not following a pattern. I already know my recipe basically. When I do vanilla socks, I do the, what is it, the 56 stitch. And when I do a pattern, I do the next size up, which is like 62 or something. But yeah, those are my works in progress for today. Now we're going to be moving on to a little bit about life. So if you don't want to hear about what's going on in my life right now, I'm glad that you can join me. And I hope to see you next time. Otherwise, let's chat a little bit. So I know in the last video I shared that I had a procedure coming up, and that was on Friday. I'm sorry, on Monday. My days are off. So that was 2 days ago. That's why it took me a little bit longer to record. Everything went good. I was more nervous than anything. I was very anxious because I didn't know how this procedure would affect me. And I'm still like uh, going through it basically. But I was very anxious and very nervous leading up to this procedure. The morning of was not the greatest for me. But needless to say, I chatted with the doctor a little bit more right before the procedure, and he helped me feel at ease. I think I was just so traumatized from the epidural I had when I had my daughter. That was such a traumatizing experience for me because they had to go in with the needle like 10 times at least to be able to get the desired effect. And it was extremely painful. That left me completely messed up for over 6 months. And I was completely worse than the C section itself that I ended up having with my daughter. So I was already feeling like I might be in the same experience going in for this procedure because this procedure also involved needles, and hopefully you're not too squeamish. But basically, what needed to happen is they needed to insert some kind of thicker needles uh, towards the middle of my spine in the space that's called the epidural space, kind of like in between my vertebrae and my discs. And they do all that through the guidance of X-ray imaging. So they don't put me to sleep. They just did local anesthetic, and the doctor was like, "Look, you're just gonna feel a lot of pressure, but you shouldn't be feeling like pain much. More than anything, it will be pressure." And sure enough, that's how it was. I felt a lot of pressure once they position the needles where they need to go in the proper position because they need to be pretty deep. Then they use a smaller needle, and they go ahead and insert the steroid medication that goes into that area so that it can help with the nerve pain and the pain that you're feeling in those specific areas. But anyways, everything went good. Thank you to those who checked in on me and asked how it went, how I'm doing. Right now, I'm just dealing with some leftover pain, but compared to the pain that I'm used to constantly be in, um, I feel like I'm doing really good, and I am hoping that this procedure is going to help me with pain management and discomfort. Um, but yeah, other than that, I'm 2 days into the procedure and I just have a bit of leftover pain. So little by little, hopefully I will get better. I am not working out right now. I will start heading back into the gym next week with my doctor's okay. And yeah, that's what's going on as far as that procedure. I'm just kind of going through the motions with pain management and dealing with all these issues that I'm dealing with my back. And yeah, thank you for following along with my crazy journey. And that's where we're at as far as that. Other than that, I'm just enjoying my kiddos, enjoying this weather. It's starting to get a little bit warmer over here. So just spending time together as a family, enjoying the outdoors and the pool. It's time for pool time. It's been fun. Nothing big going on right now, other than my son is going to be turning 5 this weekend. Wow, time flies. And we're going to be spending some time as a family, taking him out, and more than likely taking him to an amusement park and enjoy his birthday and enjoy time together as a family. But other than that, that is it, guys. Now that I recall, I did forget to show you guys a finished project that is very little. Let me see if I see it anywhere here. Yes, I do. So, just very quickly, you guys know that I've been volunteering at the local library to teach knitting and crochet. And it's been very interesting, such an interesting journey. Not a lot of people want to learn how to knit. Most of the people want to learn how to crochet. And it's been very interesting and challenging for me at the same time because I am mainly a knitter, not a crocheter. Um, I would say I'm a very beginner at crocheting. But, anyways, this past meetup, we worked on some bookmarks. Somebody took some patterns for a bookmark. This one's called the Sprout bookmark. And I'm considering it as a finished project, even though I still need to hide in my ends. But this is what it looks like with the little tiny little, oh, long sprout because it's used as a bookmark. So you basically put it in your book. Right now I have my Bible here, and you close it in, and you'll have the little leaves at the top or the little stem coming out at the bottom. But yeah, that's my one crochet project that I'm considering finished, um, that we did in our library meetup this month. I have another meetup scheduled for July, and then we will see where we go from there, if I will continue to volunteer or if somebody else would like to volunteer. Let me just say that this journey's been a little bit challenging because it's not easy trying to teach people how to knit or crochet in a bigger group setting, because there we have adults, we have young adults that come and want to learn, and everybody's in different levels. Some people have no clue what knitting or crochet are, so they're like beginners. Other people, know like the basics, but still need help. So it's been challenging for me. Luckily, we've had several ladies who have been learning, and my friend Rosie that's been coming along, and they've been wonderful at like helping each other out while I am helping and assisting other people and young adults. It's been a little bit of a different experience dealing with young adults because uh, they're still kids, and it could be a little bit hard on them when they don't grasp a skill as fast as they expect, or maybe they have a vision of like, I want to make a garment, but not understanding that they need to learn like the very basics, like doing a chain. And well, for me, it's been also an experience because I've been having to dive into crochet, and I kind of need to push myself a little bit more in that sense because I feel like I'm totally unprepared. Uh, for me, since I am a beginner, I still need to YouTube and look up, okay, what's a single crochet? What's a double crochet? What's a half double crochet? What's a triple crochet? They have so many different terminologies that it's not easy for me to like know off the top of my head, okay, this is what it is. So I'm probably going to be making a couple more of those bookmarks because this Sprout bookmark had single crochets, double crochet, half double crochet, um, the triple half double crochet, if I'm not mistaken. It had several different ones. And the only thing I know how to do is the chain. Like that, you tell me do a chain, I know how to do that. Other than that, don't ask me how you do the single, the double, the triple. No. So yeah, anyways, if you are a teacher uh, who has experience teaching people and young adults crochet or knitting, and you have any tips, please throw them my way because I feel like I could use them for sure. But yeah, I'll definitely keep you guys updated what happens on that journey. Anyways, guys, it's been fun catching up and chatting here. I hope everyone enjoys their time and their family and does whatever they love. You know, enjoy your craft, enjoy whatever moments you can in life. And I will see you guys soon. Take care, guys. Bye.